So it was a week ago today that we looked inside this colony and things looked bad. And I asked the question if the colony was going to survive. Well, thanks to some great advice from some great beekeepers and good friends, I think we are on the mend. It's been very active at the hive opening today. I've seen lots of pollen coming in. It's getting late in the evening now. It's 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So I guess most of the pollen collection is done for the day, because I don't see a bunch coming in right now. But earlier today there was as many as 6-8 bees, in a row coming down, loaded down with bright yellow pollen, which I assume is goldenrod, because we were on the verge of the goldenrod flow. I don't know if you can hear the buzzing, but there's a tremendous amount of buzzing going on inside the hive right now. And we are going to break it open. I hate to go in there too many times, but I do want to check 1 week later after having provided them a 2-gallon container of some 1.5 to 1 sugar syrup. I know that they've near about depleted it, and I'm going to refill it today. I'm going to show you the feeder that I made according to instructions I saw at Barnyard Bees. And we're going to crack and look at least, I don't know if I'll look at all the frames, I might. I just want to see if I have looked in there in the middle of the week briefly. I didn't look at every frame. There went some pollen. I haven't looked at every frame, but I did look at a couple and saw nectar. So I'm curious to see if anything is being capped yet. So let's take a look inside the top and see how they're doing on the sugar water right now, and then we'll replenish the supply. All right, so it looks like they have just about consumed this full 2 gallons. I can see the line. I've got bees crawling on me right now, so I'm just hoping I don't get stung. I'm not suited up yet. Right now I think it's just licking the sweat, maybe getting a little salt. But you can see the line just above where the bees are down there, where the troughs are, the automatic, or the troughs that are built into the bucket, so to speak. There's a bee right in front of my mouth. And you can kind of see the line, so it's near about empty. So let me suit up, and we'll take a look-see and then fill up this container. I may fill up the container first. Here's a close-up from the, so I've got my replenishing bucket over here. I got this one full of the solution. It's roughly 1.5 to 1 ratio on sugar to water. I used a formula that my buddy, local beekeeper Jeffrey Kellum, told me about. And again, it may not be exact, but he has found out in his calculations that if I take a 25-pound bag of sugar mixed with 2 gallons of water, doggone hive beetles hide down in the crack in the bottom of the lid, that it provides roughly the 1.5 to 1 ratio. So you can see how the syrup pulls up to the top of those little ready-made troughs. Isn't that genius? Again, Jeffrey found this from the Barnyard Bees channel. I don't know if Barnyard Bees developed this idea or if they found it somewhere, but it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to turn this over now and open the lid and replenish the supply. So you can see how much is left. I guess you can see. It's actually more left than I thought was in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and replenish it because my plan is after I check and make sure everything's okay, I don't want to come back in here for a while. I don't want to disturb them every week. Whew, that was full to the top. So I need to go shy of the holes. I got 1/8 holes drilled in there. And when I turn it upside down, well, I got it all over my shoes, all over my gloves. All right, now I gotta turn it over and put it back in there for them. All right, I've got their feeder back in here, full up, and spilled a little getting it in there, but that's okay. They're already working on cleaning it up. They'll have it cleaned up in no time. As you can see behind me, there's smoke behind me. I have at least solved one of my problems, and that is my previous inability to keep my smoker lit. I've been using hay, pine needles, whatever. Well, I remember today that I had a bag of smoker pellets, wood pellets, that I've had for years since our first foray into beekeeping. And I remembered that today, went in there and got them out. I started the fire with a little bit of pine needles, and then dropped a couple of handfuls of pellets in there. So it makes a good, cool smoke, rich smoke. And so I'm not going to run out of smoke today. I hope. We're going to see. So let me start. I want to take a look. We're going to see what's happening. And give them a little smoke. You can see the richness of the smoke here. Bunch of hive beetles running out. But as long as they're keeping them trapped, the number of hive beetles doesn't bother me tremendously. Maybe it should. Y'all tell me if it should. But the last time I looked, I didn't see any what appeared to be hive beetle damage. So if the hive is active, and I can tell you just by observing them that they're much more active than they were last week. And so if the hive is active, they're probably keeping, man, look at that. They're probably keeping the hive beetles at bay, in prison. They probably have a hive beetle prison camp going. And as long as the hive beetles aren't laying, well, I'm already happy because there is nectar in this frame. Hallelujah. There's nectar in this frame. Nectar in this frame. Now I broke them down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 7 frames. Keep in mind these are deep layings frames. So they're deeper than traditional frames, have a lot more area for the bees to work on. Let me just leave this up here. I'll set my brush over here. Try not to knock it off. I didn't have to knock it off, it fell off. So I'll put it right there. Let's see what we got here. Yes, sir. There is nectar all the way down to here. Probably can't see it on there, but there's nectar all the way down there. There's nectar on the other side all the way down to here. All the way down to here. Man, that makes me happy, happy, happy. I'm so thankful. So very thankful. Come on, get off of there. Go down, go down, go down. I don't want to squish anybody. This works a whole lot better when you got smoke. I want to work kind of quick, not too quickly. I mean, I want to be slow and deliberate dealing with the frames, but I mean, I want to get this over with because it's already getting close to 6:30 p.m. Let's look at this one. Oh man, that's heavy. Gosh, it's heavy, y'all. It is completely filled with nectar all the way down to here. I'm talking about full up with nectar. Same on the other side. Same on the other side. Can y'all see the shininess? I think you can. Nectar all the way down to here. Awesome. Awesome. Get out of there. All right, so full of nectar, even in the brood area. However, now some of you are going to correct me, and that's fine. I'm ready to stand for some correction. But one of my mentors explained that this is not ideal, but it's understandable when the bees are going through a dearth, when there wasn't enough food, thanks to me, that they then they came. Let me back up. Going through a dearth when there wasn't enough food, the queen would slow down her laying. Somebody else pointed out that this time of the year she wouldn't be laying real heavy anyway. So it's not ideal, but not uncommon to see them using a brood area for nectar. So what I need to find out coming in to the next frames is how much brood we see. But right now, I'm just extremely happy to see that they're storing nectar. Let's see about this side. Same thing. Nectar amongst brood. Nectar all the way down to here. All right. So I could have problems, you know, with the lack of brood, but we don't know that yet. Get off there. We'll see. I may end up having to come back in here sooner than I thought, or sooner than I said earlier. Okay, but now I'm seeing perhaps some good news. Some more good news, should we say. That is, I'm seeing some more brood, and I'm seeing larvae. I got cap brood, I've got larvae that appears to be ready to be capped. It's all surrounded by nectar, but that's okay at this point. Lots and lots of nectar. So you can't see, but on the camera I'm sure, but there are larvae in cells next to the cap brood. In most places there's nectar next to some of them. Roughly the same situation on this side as well. Nectar all at the top. I see, of course you can see the cap brood. It's even more tightly together on this side than it was on the other side. And there is brood, once the, larva, once it becomes capped, it will be even a tighter brood pattern. So not bad. I'm not sure I see any eggs. It's kind of hard to see. It's really not the best time of day to be doing this. But I do see larvae at various stages. So maybe we'll see eggs on the next frame. But they've got stuff to eat. I can tell you that. That I can tell you. Somebody's going to say again, somebody's commented on a couple of my videos that you got your hive too high, it needs to be lower. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I like this height. I don't like bending over. Now, to be honest, I wish this one was about 6 inches lower. The next time I will make them about 6 inches lower than this, but no more than that lower. Heavy, heavy frame. Nectar all the way down to here. Spotty brood, but right now they're packing away nectar. So lots of larvae. I say lots of larvae. Some larvae. Nectar everywhere. Some larvae, some cap brood. I'd love to see the queen. since I haven't spotted any eggs, as far as I know. Like I said, the lighting is not the best, but I'm very happy to see that they're packing away stores. And one of my mentors was telling me that, you know, that the queen will get cranked back up again if she kind of shut down or slowed down as a result of the dearth and lack of resource. Oh, I see her. There she is. I found the queen, and she's laying eggs. She's right there. There's the queen. Let me find her again. Right there. I got smoke in the way. Where'd she go? I see her. All right, so I found my queen. She's right by my thumb up at the top of the screen. Not anymore. Where'd she go? Well, I found her. So that's only twice I've seen her. Oh, and I made a cardinal boo-boo and held the frame out over the ground. I hope she didn't fall off of there. Let me see if I can still find her. She might have went around the side. So, at least I know I've got a queen. So that means I'm going to give her, I'm going to be patient with her. And as the stores are built up, perhaps she'll get busy again. Let me go ahead and put this back down in here. One more, might as well look at it too, huh? Nectar halfway down. Nectar halfway down. So no capped honey at this point. All right, so, I haven't gotten any bees stuck in my beard yet. Of course, now that I've said that, the hive's right over there. They're liable to come find me here in a moment. So tell me what you think. Yes, I am a little concerned, but only a little, about the brood patterns and about the fact that there's nectar in the brood area. Because if I understood a couple of my mentors correctly, and I'm not saying their names, I'm not saying who said what, because I don't want the crazy people out there on YouTube to go start attacking them for, well, they told him wrong. Yeah, well, whatever. I appreciate kind input, and so the kind input I've gotten from a couple of my mentors tell me that, again,
as I mentioned while we were looking, that while storing nectar in the brood area is certainly not ideal, it's understood because that during the dearth and the lack of food source available for the bees, the queen slows down her laying. And so that explains why they're stocking away the nectar in those areas. But that once they get their strength back up, she'll start laying a little bit more. I don't know exactly how much more. Here we are in September, but some more. But right now, I'm excited until somebody comments and tells me I should be panicked. I'm excited because they are stocking away nectar. Because if you remember, a week ago, we looked in there and there wasn't a lick of nectar. Because at the beginning of the dearth period, I added too many frames and just threw them for a loop, and they didn't have anything to eat. Well, now they got plenty to eat. They've drank probably a gallon and a half. There probably was a half a gallon left in that feeder. So they've drank a gallon and a half of 1.5 to 1 sugar syrup in a week's time. Because it was a week ago today, I think. This is Sunday afternoon. What day? Sunday afternoon, September the 6th. Yeah. And I'm almost positive it was last Sunday when I looked in there and it was so awful. So I'm happy, at least that they're storing nectar. So let me know what you think. Should I be happy? Should I be crying? Should I be burning the whole thing with fire? What should I be doing? Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to follow along with this beginning beekeeper who has no idea what he's doing. But there's a good number of bees for the small number of frames I thought, you tell me, for those number of frames. There goes the airplane, just made a circle around. I wonder if they see in the little smoke I got coming up. I dumped out my little smoker pile, my little smoker stuff in a bare dirt patch. We'll see if I start hearing sirens. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Tommy at AldermanFarms saying have a great day. God bless you.